3, 2, 1.
Uh-oh. Yes, sir. Welcome to another episode of D313XP, episode 18. Yes, another great episode, ladies and gentlemen. This is your boy DC1. We got Nomus J. We got Bree. And also we got our special guests in the building. Michael Banks, the Hall of Fame, the Hall of Fame Lions legend, and we also got another legend that's in the building. Y'all should know who this guy is, the DoseofDion 2.0. Yes, sir.
Have me, guys. Thanks for having me, man.
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead, Noam.
All right, so as my very humble assistants tell me, I got to first start off, man, with UDI, man. How's it going? And for those who weirdly do not know who you are by now, man, just give them a little quick breakdown of, how you started and where you come from, man, how you living, man. Just let us know.
Yeah, a few things. First off, the beat. I'm rocking with the beat, man. This is nice. I always love the beats on the stream, too. So I like the fact that when I came in here, that was already rolling. That's nice. First thing I gotta say is for Nomus, man. I don't know, probably YouTube maybe 5 years ago. I mean, somewhere in that range. It's been a long time. And Nomus,
yeah.
Oh gosh, it was my first channel because this is my second one. And Nomus, I remember him shouting me out. I ended up posting it on Instagram back then, man. And that was the coolest thing. Nomus was like the first dude to give me a shout out. And that was awesome. I remember showing people at school that. I was like, look at this man. He was like, so I appreciate that, man. Like, that goes way back. But I can remember that, man. And that was when we were first making merch and all that stuff. So, man, I've been doing this for a long time, but it's been, a lot of changes, those kind of in style. But the biggest thing has been just meeting a ton of people. I met Michael Banks, the Hall of Famer. I met him here. I met you two here, first TrainingCamp. So, it's just been about that, man. Met so many people through this, and I'm just happy to be here. I appreciate you guys having me.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, listen. I saw these, man. I saw the young guy, the young kid. I said, man, he has his own little style. I know you can tell you was finding your character and who you were on the camera, and I was like, I like this. Like you said, this is bad. I think you had like 50, 60 people at the time watching you, and I was like, you know what? I'm a sub to this guy. I like what he's doing. And man, look at you now. You're a veteran in the game. You're destroying it, man. You're doing your thing, man. You out here grinding hard everywhere. So I can't help but be proud because I figured you had it, man. And I'm so happy to see you out here just doing it, man. All of us are, and trust me, man. I wish I could have had this happen a lot sooner. I remember you brought it up to me before when I was live streaming. It just seemed like you can never come apart. I didn't know how busy you were, nothing like that. So I'm glad we finally getting to do it now, man. So that's just a great thing to have you on the show.
Man, I appreciate you, man, because it is those things, man. I'll say that, man. Everything came to the same thing a couple years later, and that meant everything, man. So, like, just you doing that, it means everything for someone that's starting. So that's why it's like, that's why I gave you guys, like, appreciation for the consistency and all those things, because it's tough when you're starting. It's just, you don't know what you're getting into. And then you kind of just figure it out as you go. So, yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Right. So I'm going to salute my hat to you as well. And speaking of salutes, I would like to send in my welcoming to our Hall of Fame Lions man, a man who served our country, Mr. Michael Banks. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Chad? What's up, everybody? What's up, fam? What's up, Joe? 313 in the head.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man.
Oh man, so just give us a little bit.
Yes, sir.
So if you can, man, just give us a little bit of your background. Like, how long have you been really just bringing that energy for the Lions? Or do it go all the way back to the days when you were, a young lad like us? You know, you're still young, but just like this, how did this whole thing start?
Man, I go all the way back to being a Lions fan to my moms and pops. That was the first thing I learned. Watching TV on. We only had a couple channels. Because I'm Generation X. I was born in the 70s. Okay. So we only had a couple of channels to watch. I remember being out in the front yard pretending I'm Billy Seals, bro. So, I've always been passionate about my teams. I'm from Detroit. I went to Cooley High School. That's where I graduated from. And like I tell anybody that know me, man, I love all my Detroit teams. I love my Pistons. I love my Red Wings. I love my Tigers. But I'm in love with my Lions, baby. Let's go. Boot up. Let's go.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm retired from the military, I had the great opportunity to do a bunch of things, involving, the Lions with my fandom. Because I'm just an ordinary guy, man. I'm just a fan of the team. I live and I die with this team. I had the opportunity to be nominated for the Ford Hall of Fame twice. Once by Barry Sanders. Unfortunately, I didn't know nothing about social media, so I didn't do so good. The second time I got nominated by Calvin Johnson, and I blew it out the water, dude. I was number one on the social media thing. So, it's a blessing. I had the opportunity to go to the Super Bowl and watch Stafford win. But that's still our boy. Don't hate on my man. So I did a commercial. Did a couple of commercials. About my fandom and stuff. I don't know about you guys if you know who Emerald is, Chef Emerald Lagasse. I was on his tailgate show. So I've been truly blessed, man. The Lord has truly, truly, truly blessed me. So I'm your regular ordinary guy. So if you ever see me out or see me at the game, I'm very approachable. Just come up and say what's up. Let's get a picture. Anybody that been anywhere with me, y'all know I'm quick to say, hey, let's get a picture. Let's get a picture with Doze. Let's get a picture with 313 them. You know what I'm saying? I'm quick to say let's get a picture because y'all don't understand the impact that you have on people's lives. Like you had on a young Dose. Like young Dose had on my grandson. We met DoseofDion at a preseason game. I still got that picture. I forget the year. I think it was 2017. And we've been cool ever since. And my grandson has just been elated. So you don't know how you impact the lives of us ordinary people because you constantly watch your shows. And the thing why I watch those, why I watch you, it's another guy out there named Dave. King of everything. I don't like opinionated shows. Just give me the facts. And DoseofDion broke it down for me. But I'll be mad as hell when we lose. And he broke it down like, no, we're not as bad as we think. My man missed an assignment here or he overran the play there. And I was like, oh, so we not that bad. So I'm telling you, y'all are a true blessing to us everyday fans. And please keep up the amazing job y'all doing. And we look forward to every time. We follow y'all and we put that little bell up there. So every time y'all post something, we run in to get to it. Because it's at the top of my phone so we can see what's going on. So, on behalf of Lions Nation, I just want to thank you. And, God bless y'all. And, keep up the good work y'all doing. And one more thing. This is our year. Super Bowl, baby. Let's go. Boot up. Boot up down there. Doggone in February. Walking down Woodward. Freezing our butt off with that Super Bowl trophy. Let's go. Believe it, baby. You got to believe it.
That's what I'm talking about. We walking down Woodward. We taking over Belle Isle. We taking over whatever.
Exactly.
Boot up. Boot up. That one pride, baby. That one pride.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, before we go into the topics, man, we definitely appreciate both of y'all coming through on the show today. Glad to have both of y'all. Y'all are true blessed. Y'all are definitely a true big icon Lions fans out here, man. Watching y'all content and stuff, man. Y'all know the game of football because there are a lot of content creators don't know the game of football. So for you two guys, y'all know the game of football. Y'all understand football. Y'all understand the concept of football. It is a blessing to have you guys on here, man. It's going to be a great show today, man. So we're definitely looking forward. We're going to be getting into some topics today. So let's talk about training camp. Let's talk about training camp. Let's talk about training camp. So as you know, training camp had been started. Myself and Breed and Nomis, and we was on, of course, Mr. Banks and DoseofDion been down there a lot. So I'm gonna start with you, DoseofDion. So so far, what is your intakes of the training camp? What was your reaction? What did you have seen so far in this training camp?
Yeah, man. I would say first off, from the perspective of fans, I mean, I think recently I've started going the last couple of years, but the biggest thing has been how early people are getting there. And, the autographs always bring attention. But, man, I don't know. There just seems to be a different energy about it. And I think I've talked to Banks about this a little bit as well. Like the fact that, look, we've won 9 games before. But I don't know. But everybody I've talked to has never said that's been there in years past, that the energy was like this coming into the next season. So there's just kind of a different there's a different excitement about it that you feel from everybody. When it comes to the players aspect, what you see on the field, those kind of things, man. Earlier I was talking about this. The biggest thing for me has been specifically, we say versatility a lot, but it's been the move both sides of the ball. It's been the fact that, you see where really pieces are fitting in, and the way that with Sudfeld, with Goff, guys that have been here now multiple years in the system, just standing, the efficiency you see within the offense, just being able to make those checks, things at the line, the communication, all those things, it just feels like it's a blessing that we are able to bring back a Ben Johnson, that we're able to have this guy back for another season, what that's meant, having him going into his second year. And you can say the same thing about the defense. But I think it's been that. It's been how things have seemed licked for them, and specifically on the offensive side of the ball, because we know it's all about timing. Usually it's coming out slow. And then defensively, a lot of the guys, I feel that we're kind of in that, hey, you show it now or it's not going to happen. Derek Barnes, Chase Lucas, like you can go down the list of a lot of guys. Levi, I mean, just for him getting it back and get healthy and show that I can just get out here and at least give myself a chance. A lot of those guys have stepped up. And I think that speaks a lot to kind of the character of the players that they brought in originally, and the way that they've reacted, down times early. And Jamar offense, the way they just keep battling back. So it's been a lot of that for me. Flexibility offensively and defensively, and then just the character of all the players has been shown out.
Absolutely, man. Mr. Banks?
Well, I'm going to just piggyback on what Dose said, but not as elegant as Dose said it, because I'm kind of a layman. But what I see at training camp, man, those boys are looking good. I saw a lot of the defensive side of the ball. And the thing is, in the joint practice. But I'm going to just start overall with just training camp. They look good. As soon as we get to training camp, I'm one of those early birds. I get down there, I sit on the opposite side of the big benches, or the big bleachers where you can look down, like where normally those them sit, so they can look and see the whole thing. I sit on the opposite side. But, as soon as we get there, we sit down. First person we see is Cam Sutton. He come out there. He working out, doing this thing by himself. And then Dre Black come out there, and they doing some things by themselves. And then here come the boss number 2. Gardner Johnson come out there doing his thing. Those are the first 3 people that we see out there every day perfecting their craft, and you just can't help but, to just say, wow to that, because like I was telling Dose, everybody was criticizing and ready to throw the Lions under the bus and all of this. And me and Dose went to that doggone Miami game. Every time we were 3rd and long, and the coach for the DBs, he would always go no safeties, and you got the cheetah. And every time it's 3rd and 13, 3rd or whatever, they would just throw it to the cheetah because they had the coverage over the top. And I was mad. I'm telling Dose about it. And then the very next day, they fired that coach. Then we traded T.J. Hawkinson. And believe it or not, y'all can say what you want to say, but I can't put no spin on it. I just got to be honest. Again, I was in the military for 23 years. Once you get rid of a bad seed or something that's not making it run smoothly, you see the Lions picked up and just started winning. They didn't look back. You see that defense change. You've seen a lot of positive things just from that one move. Even my girl came out. Miss Sheila Fu and him got on TV was like, look, y'all need to chill out. We got this. So that goes to say a lot right there. But anyway, get back to training camp. The offense is just ridiculous. Like Dose said, we got Ben Johnson back. We got AG back. And our running backs, even though we took a knock on them this week, took a hit to them, but our running back room is better than it was last year. And, a lot of people don't want to face the fact, but it's true. I love Swift, but Swift wasn't available all the time. I think Gibbs is better than Swift. Then you look at it, you got Williams, who was the man. I loved his energy. He played catch with my grandson. But Montgomery is better. Montgomery, believe it or not, and I'm saying it on your broadcast right now, like I said on Dose. Don't be surprised if Montgomery break that touchdown record this year with more than 17. I'm just giving you facts because he can take it to the house. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? He's not going to get stopped all the time. So, just overall, with the way the offensive line is looking, defensive line and everything, it's just amazing. And then when you sit on the sideline, and I'm sitting up there pointing out, I'm like, oh, hey, there go Harris. Oh, snap. There go Houston. Oh, yeah, there go Aiden Hutchinson. Oh, there go the Okoro brothers. Oh, snap. There go Bugs. There go Kaminsky. There go Pascal. You know what I'm saying? We got depth. We can rush that quarterback. I'm telling you, man, with the people we got on the edges and pushing up the middle, and Levi. I can't leave my man Levi out. With the pressure that we got pushing up the middle and on the edges, we can definitely have a no-fly zone. And I'm putting it to you like this. Plain and simple, on your show again, I'm putting this prediction out there. Gardner Johnson and doggone Kirby Joseph going to have 6 picks apiece, if not more.
I wouldn't put nothing past it. You know what? Before I'm gonna let you get the breathing. No, I'm gonna say this. It's gonna kind of remind me. While you said Kirby Joseph and C.J. Gardner Johnson, they're gonna be some. They kind of remind me. It's gonna kind of remind me of a Darrell Reeves and Antonio Cromartie. Was those two dynamic duels in the secondary? The time when they played with the Jets. Mm-hmm. And I can see something like that with Kirby Joseph and CJ Gardner Johnson, but just better. Yep. Because CJ is a dog.
Yeah, he is.
Kirby's a dog. You need them dogs on that team. That's as simple as that. We need them dogs.
Yep.
We need that guy that's gonna, like CJ came in, he set that tone, right in practice lately. See, with that Eagles situation, he set the tone, but they didn't like it. Mm-hmm. They didn't like it. So he comes here, he's being himself, and he's setting the tone, and everybody loves it, and people sees that. So definitely, I can see them two guys. It's kind of remind that could be a Cromartie and Reeves when they was in their prime at the time. It's just better.
Can I drop something though? And I just want y'all to think about this, because little things be popping in my head. Especially with Gardner Johnson, could it be that he didn't want to work under Matt Patricia too? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
When you have standards, it's hard to work for someone that don't have standards.
Mm-hmm.
Tracking?
Yeah.
It's true. That's true.
Absolutely. Breed.
Man. To me, I'm gonna just quote on what the two legends said, man. It's just from training camp, just to see all these fans come out, even on the first week, and just to have all these training camps sell out. That hasn't happened in I don't know how long. So to have these fans just come out and support this team, it's a blessing, man. It is a blessing, and they come out early, come out every day, and they cheering.
Yep,
it's just it's incredible. It's incredible to me. Now, to me, with Gardner Johnson and Kirby Joseph, it's amazing how short of a time that they've been teammates, and they're already coming together. They're already talking. They're already like, oh, okay, well, you should do this. You should do this, or yeah, that was a good play. Yeah. So they already got chemistry right now.
Yep.
And the defense. It's just amazing how together this team is already in practice, and they haven't even played a game yet.
Exactly.
So it's incredible. And then once they play that game against the Giants, you're gonna really see, like, okay, now you're gonna see how this team is, because this team is so loaded in a lot of these positions that this is the type of thing a coach loves. Like, this is a good problem to have when you have depth in so many good positions. It's a good thing, especially on defense. This offense, I think, is going to be fine as long as they stay healthy. To me, I think guys that showed out. I think Gibbs showed out. Even against the Giants, they did a lot of one-on-one ones, and all these receivers was just killing them. Especially J-Mo. They can't even. J-Mo was like road runner out there. It just stay with him. And I remember it was something C.J. Gardner said to the guy who used to play with the Lions the year before, Mark. He came to him. He was telling him, he was like, look, he's like, you can't guard nobody out here, man. Even with the Lions, you was still trash.
Yeah.
You can't guard nobody. And I'm hearing them say that, like, wow. I'm like, that's crazy. But it just, to me, I think CJ is pretty much going to be our Jamal Williams this year. He's going to be the one that's talking. He's going to be the one that's directing everything. He's going to be telling people we got that dog in us. So, and to have, guys that come out early, like Dre Bly and all these guys that come early, even before practice, even after practice, you see St. Brown out there catching, Khalif Raymond, you see Hendon Hooker still throwing passes, practicing and stuff like that. So, to see that, and the guys that want to do the work, that lets you know that they really want to play and they're serious. Like, this team got some promise, and I'm excited about this year. Don't do that, Nomes. Don't do that. I see where
Johnson is going to be on the sheet.
Go. I see where you're going, no. Don't do it.
I'm talking about Britt Lilly, man.
That ain't right.
Hey, did you hear me, man? I said Gardner Johnson's gonna be our Rasheed Wallace from the 2004. That's who Gardner Johnson is. We ain't scared of them cats.
Yeah.
You feel me? You feel me?
That's true. And I'm excited about these rookies too, man, and just the free agents. And then also the Abrahams, the Adrian Martinez's. All these guys, I want to see how they play as well. All these, undrafted rookies. This is what this preseason is all about. Is these guys like, and then you got Drummond out there has been playing too. Barnes and Pittman and Jack Campbell and Laporta and all these guys. So I'm gonna have a ball watching this team preseason and the season. So training camp has been, cool with me. Got a few guys that kind of did some mishaps, like Will Harris, kind of got beat off a little bit, but it happened. So that's just my take on training.
Yeah. Before Noma let you go, I definitely want to get a shout out to the guys that's on the chat. Dynasty Sports Network Detroit, thank you for coming through on the chat. Owen 16, our guy. Big A, one of the guys of the Dynasty Sports Network. Trapped in Podcast, also in the chat as well, in the comments, man. So make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe to D313XP, man. So, man, it's definitely having a great show so far. So, comments, get them likes up. Let's continue to get the likes up, man. So definitely, man. So definitely want to go there right quick, man. Nomus, the floor is yours, my brother.
First things first, I want to say thank you to Green for helping me get my first ever training camp, which was Sunday the other week. Again, that was a fun experience. On Saturday, it was on grills and it really quick. But I feel the same way a lot of y'all do as well. But I don't even know how I want to start this because Dion and Banks hit me with something that just reminded me. I said after we got shut out by the Patriots last year, don't fire the head coach, don't fire the coordinators. You ain't time to do that. I made a video, YouTube short, everything about it. In last year, I said don't do it because he's gonna get right down to the lab. The players love this guy. They gonna follow suit, and they did. It took a couple days, but it happened. And everybody forgot about the 1-6 stuff. So my thing is, what I'm looking at in training camp for the Lions now moving forward is that a lot of people. You just mentioned Rivers Island. The way I look at the secondary, you gotta have at least one or two loud mouths. You always got to. You had, and this is where I can do my comparison. I think of the Seahawks back with the Legion of Boom. You know, Richard Sherman kind of being the main loud one back there, along with Earl Thomas. You know, the quiet underdog that does everything in Karen Transfer or Tracy Walker. We forget about Tracy Walker so much. He was having one of the best seasons of his career last year before the injury went down. And one thing he never gets credit for is his work ethic every offseason. He's always putting in work every time. So the leadership that you go have in that locker room is crazy. You know what I'm saying? The rookies got all the opportunity to learn from him. As in my guy Brent, he got all the opportunity to learn from all those vets. You gotta understand something. At first, I couldn't figure out when we got Gardner Johnson here. I was like, how did he pick us over some of the winning teams? And he should have been probably getting paid for the stuff that Marcus Peters is getting paid. And maybe the other teams didn't think that he was worth that because of the defensive line that the Eagles had and all the other players in the secondary. So they probably thought that he only benefited from it. He chose to do something that I said I hope happens with the Lions moving forward. You know, now be the team that gets all the players that are doubted. But people just still don't want to believe it, don't want to pay. Let him come over here and prove it because that's not just his energy. He also is bringing that hunger because he wants the bag for the future. He wants to show he wants to say he's in the league. So that's only beneficial to the Lions for what he's doing. And him having that kind of attitude is infectious. Like I said, every secondary needs to have a confidence level that's like way through the roof. They need to be overconfident. That's how DBs work. You're dealing with a group position, group of wide receivers that you cannot touch. You gotta have all the confidence in the world. You gotta be able to play the mind game. You gotta be non-stop, and that's what he brings to the element. Him and Kirby are both of them, man. It's the reason why we call Kirby the father of A-Rod for a reason, because that's the confidence that he's breathing, man. And it's so good in camp. The best thing for me out of camp is the struggles that we've seen on both sides of the ball. You know, Cam Sutton has been in and out. He's gotten to play, hacking on, but he's also made to play. You know, Jared Goff has had his moments with some of the new guys where we're seeing that he's struggling. And then I'm hoping and praying that Mims is okay because Mims, I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I lost it when we got that trade because I was hoping for a guy like him. And I was like, we need another young receiver for the future. He's on the last year of his deal. He fits that previous deal type of player. He needs a stable offense. And we have something called a stable offense here in Detroit. So having that fit there, losing Zamo for the first 6 games, it's still all correlate together because we don't know if Marvin Jones will retire or not after this year, and we don't know what's going to happen with a guy like Josh Reynolds moving forward. So you have a young guy that can come in and fit this offense that can probably earn his spot and get a future contract with us too. That's only more the merrier, and it keeps us ahead of schedule. And that's why one thing I really credit Brad Holmes about as well, how to making that move and being to have us in this position. And just the stuff that I'm hearing from some of the young guys, like, I'm happy for Levi, man. I've been praying for this guy, man. It's so hard to probably have to deal with that mentally, having that back injury and stuff like that, man. People have been threatening that he should retire, and he's showing that he's not going to quit, and he's actually performing and stuff. That's so good to hear that. And at the end of the day, with Derek Burns, who I've been eyeing for the last couple of years, I feel he was like our version of Jordan Brooks. I want to see more Burns. I can't wait to see what Campbell's going to look like. I'm excited for the defense. One thing people got to remember, when everybody was giving Aiden Hutchinson last year all that trouble, call him a bust because he had some struggles, we didn't have a healthy defensive line to start out the year. He was the best player available for us. Romeo didn't come to the area. James Houston didn't get discovered to the Bills game. Charles Harris, who we were counting on, couldn't stay healthy. Mm-hmm. So all these guys are healthy again, and that means that connection is coming back. You can't. It's more than one way to improve the roster. Not all just talent acquisition. It's also getting healthy and continuing to develop in the system. That's part of player development. That's part of the grooming process as well. We've seen it before. And, it still has to be proven on the field, but I'm confident that the Lions are doing the right thing. Like I said, the coaching staff is one of the best we've ever seen. In my generation, Dion's generation, y'all two generations, Banks' generation, one of the best coaching staffs we have ever seen when it comes to player development and having anybody ready. Another player, I want to bring out to stepping up. Now we got him healthy, Jordan Jacobs. I want to see what he's going to be able to do now. Some of the other young guys we got. Chase Lucas is still there. Some of the other safety. So it's a camp battle, man. I want this job to be so hard for the Lions. You're hearing about, Mark Ingraham. This is a chance for the Lions to really get themselves on the map, man. They got a young offense. You don't have any film on them because everybody outside the O-line is new.
That's the key. Yep.
But there's no film on it. So that means the Lions can use some of the stuff they used last year, but you don't know exactly how it's going to go down. So I suspect, I said it on Twitter, the Chiefs are getting destroyed in game one. I don't care what nobody says about that. It's being destroyed. And at the end of the day, I'm happy. I can't wait to see what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
That's a fact. Man, Nomis, man, you hit everything on the nose, brother. Yep, you hit everything on the nose, man. I don't even know how I'm gonna start. I mean, everybody have valid points, man. Everybody. But I'm gonna say this, man. From my experience at the training camp, it was my first time ever being down there, man. It was definitely. I want to thank you, Bree, in being down there. Then I went, a few days later. On the Thursday, it was a great, wonderful experience to see these guys up and close, man. Watching, I know the first one was pretty much, it was like a walkthrough, so they didn't do a whole lot. But being down there again, just watching these guys, the hard work and the work they put in that practice field, and we just want that to make sure that translated onto the actual football field on the game when it matters. We want to make sure those guys are disciplined on and off the field. That's the key. You're going to be disciplined on the field. You got to be disciplined off the field. You can't make stupid mistakes out there, because you're going to make stupid mistakes. You're not going to be part of this team. That's plain and simple.
Facts.
You gotta set the tone on the field and off the field. That's facts. And what this Lions culture they're doing is they setting the tone of culture building, getting guys that are willing to win. You're going to be part of this team. You're willing to win. If you ain't going to want to be part of the team, not going to win, you can go somewhere else. Go into the Canadian Football League, go XFL, go somewhere. But you come into this Detroit Lions football team, you're going to play hard to win. Mm-hmm. You're going to play smart. You're gonna come out. You're gonna come out, be a professional on the field and off the field. So I love this. I love how with Brad Holmes and Sheila. I love how this Lions organization are building this team, because we haven't had this in a very, 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 very long time. We haven't had this in long. We have not had this type of excitement like this in a very long time. We had some excitements, but this type of excitement is so different. Fans coming everywhere, the expectations, we getting all this media attention that we normally don't get. And then the media attention we get is always something negative. Now we getting a positive. I know, and I say, and I know Mr. Banks, I know how you say we want this time to go to the Super Bowl, and I want that to happen. I want that to happen on our lifetime.
Why not us?
Why not us? Because we got teams that went to the Super Bowl for the very first time. They ended up winning it. You know, someone went and they ended up losing. Why not us? You know, it's only 4 teams that never went to the Super Bowl. That's us, Jacksonville, Cleveland Browns, Houston Texans.
Yep.
Why not us? We could be the next team. But I just want our fan base to understand too. Let's take it a game at a time. We finished the season strong. Let's carry that momentum onto this season. Let's take it a game at a time. We're not gonna have J-Mo for the first 6 games, but guess what? We still gonna have some guys that's gonna play hard. You know, I like what I've been seeing in the training camp, especially on the defense. I like what I'm seeing from Brian Branch. Brian Branch is a dog. He's another one, a dog out there, balling his butt off. You see the Kirby Joseph, CJs, and the Suttons, you know, to Derek Barnes balling, Aiden Hutchinson. I mean, McNeil. I mean, guys, it's just unbelievable, man. I mean, that defense, you can see the improvement on that defensive side. And it's going to get better and better and better. I won't be surprised. I had a conversation with Nomas and I had a conversation with Bree. I said, won't be surprised the Detroit Lions has one of the top, if not top 10, top 5 defenses in the league.
Facts.
Top 5. Won't be surprised that we in the top 10 and we're definitely going to be top 10 in offense. More definitely gonna be top 5. Probably gonna be top 5 in offense. But I say this though: long as we stay healthy, long as we play smart, we go out there. Some games may be ugly. Some games may come down to the wire. We ain't gonna always blow teams out. But the thing is, if we compete and we go out here and sometimes we got to find a way to win, or find the hard way to win games. That's his life in the NFL.
Yep.
If that happens, we take the W. It's the things that we still need to work on going to the next game.
Yep.
Absolutely. So
and we also, as this another thing too, on defense, we got guys that can play multiple positions. You got guys they can play corner. You can play linebacker. You got all these guys that can play multiple positions and you can switch. So that's a key when you can have a defense like that can do that. You can have, we got Tracy Walker. We'll put Brian Branch on the linebacker. We'll make him a linebacker. We can do that. You know, it's just to have a defense and to have a defensive coordinator that is passionate and wants this defense to get better.
Absolutely.
Because you see it in practice. Aaron Glenn is coaching his butt off. He is running up and down the field.
But this is what I'm saying, like you're saying about the defense, it's vanilla right now. And we talking about how good they are. Wait till they get the game plan. Come on, man. Wait till they get the game plan in this piece. We gonna have, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you right now. Don't be surprised if we go 8-0 into the bye. Period. Hands down. I'm serious. Look at these 2 games. Look at them. Look at them. Our defensive line. You can't tell me. Everybody in here talk about the defense. Our defensive line can rotate and be fresh through the whole damn game, through the whole series. We putting fresh bodies in on the line, dog.
Absolutely.
Yes, rush.
Absolutely. And then, like you said, you know, a lot of people saying when we go into our first game, we play the Super Bowl, the defending champs, Kansas City. But you got to understand, too, Kansas City has lost a lot of key guys, too. They lost some key guys. And their biggest key person is the offensive coordinator for the Washington Commanders.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the biggest one.
Yeah. So, yes, I know Andy Reid is a great play caller, but at the same time, you lost Eric Bieniemy. He's over there in Washington. So, you know, Kansas City, you know, they got Mahomes, you got Kelsey, but at the same time, you a different team going to a new season, just like we're a different team going to a new season.
And guess they don't have no tape on us.
Nope. And guess what?
No tape.
And guess what? We're going to go in there into that so-called Chiefs kingdom, and we're going to go out there and we're going to beat them. And we're going to do the whole national media is going to, they're going to really notice that we are for real. We already know that the Detroit Lions are for real. We know its fan base. But that whole national media, they're going to know. They're going to say, you know what? This Detroit Lions team is going to be the scariest, dangerous team that nobody wants to see in the National Football League. That's plain and simple.
Also, can I get this on you, gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
The NFL is about trends, right? So the first team to win at home in the Super Bowl was who? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right?
Yes, sir.
The next team to win at home in the Super Bowl was the Rams, right? With Matthew Stafford, right?
Right.
This year, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Where was the draft? In Kansas City. Where the draft that next year? Detroit. Who gonna win the Super Bowl? Detroit. I'm telling you, y'all think I'm crazy? I'm just telling you the hand right on the wall. Because in my opinion, that Seattle game and that Rams game, that thing was a setup from jump. Because they know doggone well they should have made the right calls and Seattle would have won that game. And we would have got into playoffs a year too soon. So they was like, Sheila, no, next year is your year. We're gonna give you the hype. We're gonna do everything we can. We got you. And that's just my conspiracy theory talking. I'm just saying. Look. I'm gonna throw my hat up. Like that.
Oh man. So I wanna ask the panel a question. You don't have to be a long answer to it. But for y'all that's been watching the team at training camp, especially those who've been enjoying practices, if I can shift to this a little bit. What has been y'all overall, and I don't want to say like bad thing, but like y'all overall concerns like moving forward? Like y'all, if there's something that made, even if it's something small, like what you've been noticing, like it's been consistently like they need to work on, that you feel like they need to hit. I want to start off with Dion.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. And it was weird you were when you were talking, but I was actually thinking about that because that is something I talked about a lot. And for me, I think one thing early that came into it was the depth at D was something that I considered just because I know we had lost CJ Moore and I thought he would be a big piece to the suspension there. I think the one thing that I look at is backup offensive line. That's been something going back to last year. Obviously the last 2 years has been an issue. This year it's hopefully not an issue. For Jermaine Ifedi is a guy that I'm going to be focused on tomorrow to see if he can take over that backup tackle position. If he doesn't, and at that point, you're looking at Obina Eze. Can he really take that leap? Is it Matt Nelson again? I mean, outside of that, we're it feels like we're scrambling a little bit. We just don't know who that guy's going to be. So for me, that's the focus. And then same thing with the interior. I mean, because I think you guys hit on a lot of good points. Like offensively, we know we're going to be good. We know who the main guys are on offense. And then I want to add something real quick to just what you said defensively with, having CJ Gardner-Johnson. I know last year when we were at Kirby, he was a rookie, so he was loud, he was energetic, but I don't know if you saw it as much on the field. And then he started getting going, and then he started to see it second half of the season. You saw them come together a little bit. I think CJ kind of brings that out of him, and we already know Tracy's kind of personality. So you would talk about like the back end, and just one thing that I thought was very clear with CJ is he demanded communication. That we were going to make on the right page. What was wrong? We got to figure this out. And I think that he's going to pull that out of guys like Kirby because he already has that within him. Like a lot of our guys are high energy players, but he's going to pull it out of them to make sure that we're using that in the right way. But that would be me. Backup offensive line. You look at even the guard positions. Today we released Stenberg. You have a rookie in there, Sorstal. You have still guys like KO back this year who's been getting a lot of those reps. That's going to be the biggest focus to me, and I think it's been hard to really evaluate what we've seen in training camp. It's like, oh, that was a bad or that was a good one, but it's hard to tell you what's really going on there. So to me, it's the depth at trenches, specifically on the offensive line. I feel pretty good about defensive line.
Cool.
Okay,
cool.
All right. Let's say you Banks.
No, I don't even have to say nothing because DoseofDion addressed it. Because I told him it was Ragnar's toe. And then we're talking about the backup offensive line, but Ragnar said the toe is not going to be an issue this year. So for me, like you said, it would just be the backup offensive lineman. and we need to cut Matt Nelson. Facts. Get him out of there. He the one that he got J-Mo's touchdown call back. Bye, Matt Nelson. He give us one of those other guys to come in and do the pocket. Matt Nelson. Oh my God. All right, that's it for me. Go ahead.
All right,
I want you to
Bree,
win somewhere and be positive, building another team, Matt Nelson. Just not on hard.
Right. I get you. All right, Bree, what's going on? What you got for us, man?
Man, I got some concerns too. Number one, Will Harris. I'm very concerned. I'm terrified. Matter of fact, I'm about to be on my knees for Will Harris.
Hold up. I'm on the right show. I need to talk you into it a little bit. So I need to give y'all some good vibes about Will Harris, man. Like, man,
leave Will Harris alone.
Yes, Will Harris is a gamer. In the game,
y'all asked me what my concerns was. My concerns, that's one of my concerns, is him getting beat every time by everybody. You know, just that's one of my concerns. Another concern I have is Penei Sewell concussion. I'm concerned about that as well. And I don't want him to be healthy because I don't want him to be to a point where he's missing games and he's concussed. So I'm definitely worried about that. And another thing I'm worried about. Oh, what? Oh,
no, I was gonna say,
he's not jumping.
No, I was going to cut you off real quick to say that I think you can raise that concern on Sewell because I think the boy Kayvon Thibodeau might can tell you himself that he all right.
Leave Kayvon Thibodeau alone. He still don't like Detroit for some reason. I don't know. But they ain't got no problem going live while you're in his hotel room. I'm just saying.
Better watch out before he gets suspended.
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm. See, and another thing I'm worried about is how this team is going to be with adjustments. Like when teams start knowing them and knowing their offense and defense, it's going to be a concern on how they do with adjustments. I say like on defense, teams might double team Aiden Hutchinson. It's going to be interesting to see how he adjusts to that and how everybody else plays in that D line.
Oh, can I take that one?
Oh yeah.
Can I take that one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna take that for 500, Bob. Double team Aiden Hutchinson. I'm gonna put in Houston. I'm gonna put in Harris on the other side.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna bring Levi. I'm gonna go ahead and blitz Jack Campbell. I'm gonna put Barnes on them. I'm gonna put Branch on them. That's it.
Now, Branch do plays real close to the line of scrimmage too. He do be doing some of his best work there. At the line of scrimmage,
and don't forget Broderick Martin too.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Don't forget the chorus.
Yep. Young beast.
Oh yeah, you can't forget about Romeo. We keep forgetting about Romeo. Romeo was a one-man machine out there last week, so we can't be forgetting about him.
Well, and the one thing, just like y'all are saying about some of the aspects of the game and the players that we're concerned about, the one thing that I'm not concerned about is adversity, because we've been there, done that, and that we have Dan Campbell as our coach, and we've been through the adversity that we've been through. We are mentally tough, and we can handle anything that come our way. And what I mean by that, in the middle of a game like the Jets game, where you can't get nothing going. You know what I'm saying? Then you win at the end, like you said, it's going to be some messy games. But I believe in my heart that we have what it takes to get over that mentally. Mm-hmm. You know, because at one point, it stopped being physical and it's all about mental. You know, so I believe, again, I know y'all think I'm crazy how in Super Bowl and stuff, but I just see how, you know, you can just overcome, because we've been through a lot and we are prepared for this moment in time. And don't get me wrong, I'm jumping to doggone February, freezing my butt off down there in Woodward. But please enjoy the doggone, enjoy what it takes to get there. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the journey, because each game, each minute, it's gonna be amazing. And then we get to look back on this year when they show the Super Bowl game 50 million times and we winning it. Then they show us what we thought on the way up there. I am so looking forward to that. But I'm also looking forward to every Sunday. You know, who we going to be going into the bye at 8-0. You know, what's it going to be like in week 17? You know, what's going to be on the line? What is it going to be like for this first home game? You know what I'm saying? At Ford Field and stuff. There's just so many firsts going on at Ford Field. Like, I went to the SummerSlam. They ain't had that there in 30 years. We getting a statue of Barry. I mean, come on, man. Right now is a heck of a time to be a Lions fan. Trust.
Absolutely.
They need a statue of Barry and Calvin Johnson.
And Cal, just finna say Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
Well, what about Lombardi?
Lombardi, another
one. Statue for all our doggone Hall of Famers.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Sure. Yeah. I mean, let's do it. Or at least apply for something.
The Tigers do. They got a group of statues in Comerica Park.
Yeah.
Do it just like you said, just like I like that, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So, Bree, you got any couple other concerns, man?
Oh, besides Will Harris? Oh, I'm just kidding. You know, I'm gonna be concerned, and I gotta say this too. I'm a little concerned if we have a rough start, how these fans gonna be. Because if we get a rough start, you're gonna have these fans that's gonna be like, oh, we should fire Campbell, we should fire this, Jared Goff should go on the bench. You're gonna have fans that's gonna be like that if they struggle.
And guess what? That's why we got y'all. I'm gonna just nip that in the bud right there. We're not going to go down that road. That's why we got you guys 313XP, D313XP. We got DoseofDion, we got doggone Dave, we got these other people out here that just deal with facts that's positive. Not no fair weather fans, not nobody just talking about BS or blowing whichever way the wind go. Staying positive to what's going on. Guess what? It was only one perfect person that was here. Okay? And we know what happened to Jesus. Other than that, we don't expect to go up in an undefeated season. No, that will be awesome, but no. What we expect them to do is do our job. Make it through the regular season with a good enough record to make it into the playoffs. You let us in the playoffs, we reckon. Okay, this is a blue-collar town, we reckon. And with all the season stuff being sold out, it's going to be more and more fans that want to get there. To get those fair weather fans. If you look, it's my book, the ones that's kicking them off the bandwagon. We ain't got room for them, dude. Mm-hmm. We want real true Lions fans. Win, lose, or tie. I'm a Lions fan until I die. That's facts. I'm not fair weather. This is our city. This is our team.
Yes,
if we live and we die with this team. So if we get off to a bad start, we lose 2 games, fans want to jump ship by. You was never a fan to begin with. You're not down with me. I want you to be here because you want to be here. Deuces, now we winning. Now we in the playoffs. Don't come up to me asking me questions. Bye. Get back with you on the 33rd of the month. Bye. Y'all will keep doing what y'all doing, dealing with the facts. Joe's going to keep doing what he's doing. Everything King and Dave and all them going to be doing what they doing. Because there's more to the game of football than just, oh, you lost. Oh, this happened. Well, what happened in that play? There's so many things that go on to a play that I learned from Dose. I even know Dose knew about the kick step or the slide. I'm like, where you get that from? How you know about that? So it's so much stuff to go on to a play. And if you off by an inch this way or inch that way, that could break the play down.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes,
So
sir.
even if you throw the ball an inch too far, J-Mo done missed it. You know, it's a lot to go into a play, man. For real.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I wanted to go undefeated so I could go on all the national outlets that was talking stuff about my Lions and talk mad trash. Yes. But is it going to happen? Possibly not. But just give me the Super Bowl. I don't care. If we get in that second and 5 wins, if we get into the playoffs, I don't care. A win is a win. Ask the Giants. They got into the playoffs with what? 7-9? And won the Super Bowl against the Patriots, the undefeated Patriots?
Yep.
Dude, just get me in. Put me in, coach.
Yep. Absolutely.
Hey.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Man, so that's just, man, I can't even say nothing on that one. That's just real fact there. Now, all right, so Daryl, let's see, man. What you got for us, man? What's your concern, homie?
To be honest, man, it's really the injuries to our key guys. Injuries to our key guys. I'm not concerned, far as everything else, just injuries to our key guys. We got to make sure the important things our guys be healthy. Health is the key, to whether we win or lose. Health is the key. As long as we compete, man. But far as anything else, man, I'm just keeping it short, man. Just as long as our guys stay healthy, man. Especially Golf and J-Mo and St. Brown and our running back position, our defense. As long as we stay healthy, man, that's all I care about. So we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. So just look concerns the injuries. I'm not, I ain't finna go crazy about the Will Harris and all that. It is what it is with Will Harris. Okay, he almost like a Corey Joseph. Okay, but we ain't finna go Corey Joseph. Okay, but
no, we did.
We ain't finna go Corey Joseph. But yeah, and yeah, I know. But now, Bree, you said about the fans. Okay. We are like we've been saying before. Those fair weather fans, they don't watch them and they turn around, they win and they jump on. That's the same when it comes to the Pistons. That's the same when it comes to the Tigers. That's the same when it comes to the Wings. I mean, that's the same when it comes to the Michigan football, basketball. That's the same when it comes to Michigan State football and basketball. I mean, if they want to be fair weather fans, they could go across Canada. Okay? They go across Canada. They can go across Ohio. They could go to Indiana. They could be Colts fans. They could be whatever. Okay? But I ain't some about the fans. So the true fans will understand. So, but that's pretty much it, man. No, go ahead and take the floor, man.
I got two concerns. I want to start off with the one Dion said. See, he spoke exactly in my spirit. I am concerned about the depth of that offensive line because I knew that us losing Evan Brown, to me personally, was going to hurt a little bit because you knew you had at least a 3-swing guard rotation, so that could open up more focus on the tackle. And although I love Glasgow, I'm glad he's back, and I'm glad he's doing everything he can to fight his way back to being healthy. Good time run blocker there for us. So I'm glad he's there to fight for us. He can still kick out a tackle, but I think Dan realized the bit we would probably better on our team for guard. So I do believe that this coaching staff can have a guy ready on the offensive line if need be. Even though the Bills game that Keola there, he was scaring me half to death. But we still come in there for most of the game. But I am concerned about the depth. Now, it doesn't always take a big name. If you guys, Ricky and Kobe, maybe he can play the swing tackle role. Playing looks like a mean, vulgar guy too out there. Just wants to make a block. So he can probably play some left guard for us. We'll see if Dan Skipper can make his way back on the roster again. He can probably swing back on the guard or tackle. They might want to make a move or something maybe down the line. Maybe they'll make a trade to a guy, or maybe they'll pick up somebody that might have got waived and they still might be suited for them. Because when Evan Brown did play, we didn't know anything about Evan Brown outside him being undrafted rookie out of college he was in. So it's like to see him come in his first game in 2021 and play like the number one center behind the guy who was the number one center in the league at the time. That was amazing. And, he had his health problems overall the last couple of years and now he's gone. But it could happen with somebody else. Like I said, our team, in the way we still got enough of an O-line coach that I want us to pay $100 million to keep. I don't ever want him going nowhere. Hank Fraley, I'm not letting him walk. But that is like a concern. That's the O-line. And the other thing is I'm concerned with is that we do hit hard times. Like, let's say we start off good and we go through a 4-game losing streak. I'm more concerned, can our players stay focused? Will they be able to stay focused after everything that's been going on? Can they continue to stay focused for the team? Can they come back and get Dan Campbell and believe in him again a year three, third, time again to refix the problems? Because we don't want our players getting off track. That happened a couple of times last year. And it was kind of out loud with 10. I hate to say it, but that sort of thing has been the case with Jeff Okuda. Unfortunately, I heard rumors about that. And maybe a couple other players. So when times get hard, are y'all going to go back to the drawing board with this man? And are y'all going to figure it out? I'll say that's what I'm concerned about. But other than that, I do feel what everybody's saying. We got to make sure the real fans show up and show out even when we do go through hard times. Because I don't want to see what I saw in San Francisco game 1 2 years ago, where it was more red in our crowd than it was blue. I don't want to see during the Patricia era when we had the Cowboys in town, there was much Cowboy fans in there. I don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? When I come to work, because I do work down there at Ford Field, I hope I'll be able to make down there to training this year. I want to see, when I see Banks on that karaoke stand to the players, I want to see number blue. I want to see number blue right there. I want to see blue on the escalators right on the other right side. I want to see everything there that's lying blue. I don't want to see not one opponent jersey.
I know, right?
Well, yeah, you will. Unfortunately, in this NFL, you will get something. You will get another opponent, especially the historic teams.
It better look like we looking for Waldo then for another opponent coming here, because that's what I want.
I know, right?
The historic teams like the Steelers and them cowgirls. I'm not calling them cowboys. Them cowgirls. I can't stand
we'll be destroying them this year too. Yeah.
We're going to today place and beat them. We're going to.
Oh yeah, we will be.
So
the Lions like this. I will say this. My Lions gotta stay focused though, because the real reason why I say this, when you look at the NFC, it's literally Philly, San Francisco, and then it's a who's who. The Lions literally control their destiny to a point. If they control it, they can really put themselves in that third spot. The rest of the it's up to them. It's literally up to them. I'm not to be good seeded or it's up or else.
I'm not counting San Francisco. I'm not counting San Francisco because they still got. They don't even know who their quarterback is.
Philly. Oh, they know who their quarterback is.
A lot too, and Philly got Matt Patricia.
Right. Well. Yeah. Well. We ain't gonna go there. We ain't gonna go there. It is what it is. We ain't gonna go there. I can't stand Matt Patricia anyway. We ain't gonna even go there. But only thing I can say with Philly's really much is the only team in the NFC that's really legit. You ain't not really counting. I'm not counting San Francisco because of the simple fact they have quarterback issues. They don't even know who their quarterback is. And I'm not counting the Dallas Cowgirls because the simple fact they got a suspect quarterback. Prescott, whatever.
No. Prescott,
whatever. I'm not counting them. And like, who else in the NFC? Like, really? You get all the. You don't know what you're gonna get out of the Rams. It's really like this either the Lions. It's the Lions and the Eagles, the top two in the NFC. Like I said, I'm not counting San Francisco. Everybody want to count them because they're a good team. Yeah, but they got quarterback issues. No, until they give them a quarterback and figure out who their quarterback is. No, I'm sorry.
All right, like I said, it's up to them. It's up to the Lions. They control their destiny. So
I believe that we're not going to fold to the hype. I believe that Dan Campbell and everybody in that locker room, especially former players that have Super Bowl rings that played the game before, I don't think they're going to succumb to the hype. They're going to keep this team grounded. And, the best thing that can happen, even though I'm saying we'll go 8-0 into the bye, the best thing that'll happen to ground us is to get a loss. Even if it's one loss, it'll still bring your ass back down to earth. You know what I'm saying? So I believe they're going to be fine. And they are preparing for this. Like you said, ain't nobody trying to hide it. Ain't nobody turning off the TVs and not letting them see the newspaper. They're not trying to hide it, but you just got to deal with it. Face the fact of what it is, but it don't mean nothing. Like Dan Campbell said, you don't put in the work. It don't mean nothing if you don't put in the work.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So girl, want to get into what everybody been seeing and noticing in joint practices this week? What everybody seeing and who they highlight that being for moments or players that been in joint practice?
I actually want to get into another to this Teddy Bridgewater. I actually want to talk about this Teddy Bridgewater situation. We getting Teddy Bridgewater as our backup quarterback, as a legit backup quarterback. I really want to, because I'm, I don't know about you guys. I've been dying to talking about this. Teddy Bridgewater, our backup quarterback for the Detroit Lions. So I know everybody's excited about it. Man, I'm gonna start with DoseofDion. Dion, from scale of 1 to 10, how did you feel about Bridgewater being our backup quarterback for the Detroit Lions?
Man, okay, real quick, let's settle something here. So, just real quick, so 1 to 10, right? 10's the best because I've been talking to some people that are trying to convince me that somehow 1 is supposed to be the best on this scale. 10 is the best, right? I mean, that's like well known, right? Okay, everybody's okay. I would put it at like an 8. I put it at like an 8. Here's the thing. It's nothing like that I don't believe in, Bridgewater the whole way. It's more so that I don't want to see Bridgewater play ever. I never want to see him play with the Detroit Lions. You know what I'm saying? I hope he signs, take his $5 million, does nothing for him, leaves. Like, that's the goal for Teddy Bridgewater. Everything that I want to hear about Teddy Bridgewater is what he does with Hendon Hooker and how he can help Jared Goff from a week-to-week basis. That's all I want to hear about him. With that, though, it's like I felt pretty comfortable. Not comfortable. I felt pretty confident, more so than maybe last year if we had come into this year's with just Sudfeld based on what we had last season. I like Sudfeld for what he did with San Fran in the preseason, but it's just the big difference. It's a clear difference is they're both, I think, similar in age actually, but the big difference is that Teddy Bridgewater's played a lot of regular season games and Nate Sudfeld hasn't. And I think that's a huge benefit for a guy like Hooker to just sit with him, from a week-to-week thing. He's not going to be participating anyway. And, I mean, if we have to go to Bridgewater, it's been his ability to play in multiple schemes, playing a pro style going back to college. And then on top of that, it's the fact that he's been able to keep your playbook open more so than what we saw last year. I think Ben Johnson put it best. I stick because Ben Johnson told us, he said, look, first down, second down, we can do play action. We can make that work. But which guys – and then they can just pick up a big.
There we go.
You lost me. I'm sorry. My bad. Am I back? I dropped my mic, so that's okay. We're good. Yeah, I mean that's what it is, right? It's like on 3rd and 5, I can't do play action. You got to go make a play. Which guy do I trust to do that? There's not a lot of backups in this league that can do that, but are also not in a position where they're necessarily looking to be the future starter. Bridgewater kind of stood out on his own island on a guy that's willing to accept that role. So I'm we got him to accept that. We got him to Detroit. I mean, it's obviously a great fit here, but there's not a lot of guys that are willing to take that. So it's perfect fit for us. It's more so that I just don't want to see him. I don't want to see him, but I'm happy we got him. I love the 2 gloves, and if someone gets the 2 gloves, man. Hey, come on now. That better be your background of me. I got DC1. I see you got the green screen looking good back there, but you got to find a way to get those gloves behind you if you acquire those. Okay, and so that's the biggest thing. That's the challenge. Find a way to get Bridgewater's gloves within the next week.
All right.
Definitely, yeah. All right, definitely. Mike.
Again, I'm just like those, but on a scale from 1 to 10. I'm gonna say, a 7, and the reason is the same. I'm happy that we have a legit backup. I really am, but I'm more happy for a different reason. Number one, I don't want to see him ever play. I do want to see him play in preseason, but I don't ever want to see him play in a regular season game. And 2, my selfish reasons for having him is that, like he said, he gets time with Hendon Hooker because I believe in my heart. They're going to extend Jared Goff, which will be freaking awesome, which I totally agree with. But after his 3 years is up, you're gonna have a smooth transition, just like you had from Joe Montana to Steve Young from Golf to Hendon Hooker. To keep the franchise going, to keep the dynasty going. And I think that's more important than anything else. That we won't be like these teams, like the San Franciscos that don't have a quarterback. We'll make a smooth transition. When we getting our quarterback together, we grooming him, and he slide right into position, and we keep doing what we doing. To me, that's the most important part of why I'm happy that we got Teddy Bridgewater.
Great.
Well, first, before I get into that, I'm just glad we got 2 black quarterbacks on the team. I just got to say that.
Man, put your phone and chair down.
Yeah. I'm just happy to see that. But I'm like 8.5 with Teddy Bridgewater. I'm just like, hey, listen, it's a good learning tool for Hendon Hooker as well. And plus, with Bridgewater's injuries, he could kind of teach Hendon Hooker on, the injuries and stuff like that too. On, this is what I went through. Watch out for this and everything like that. So, just like Mike said, man, it's good that we have a good backup, a dependable backup. Because you don't want to see Golf hurt. But in case that does happen, you have a legitimate backup quarterback. You know what I mean? And he's been through the trenches. And he knows how it is to be a team. So it's I think it's good for this team to have Bridgewater. And I'm just want to see how he plays with this offense. And in the preseason as well. So I'm just eager to see that happen.
Everything good? Mike? He probably having some technical difficulties on his end.
But I'm happy about Bridgewater though.
No, you good?
All right. So, here's the I'm gonna get beat up for saying this, but I'm gonna just go ahead and why not give him a 10? I'm gonna tell you why I said that. I'm gonna tell you why I said that. So, the reason why I give this move a 10. What did I say earlier? What did y'all say earlier about this team? Y'all feel they have what? Depth, right? Well, in this league, you might want some good quarterback depth. Now, I know the idea is that you don't want Golf to have to go down and just see the depth because, let's be honest, we need Golf healthy all 17. And that's the thing, because having Bridgewater there, though, you got to understand, Dan Campbell saw this dude play close up. If they get into some trouble, he might know just how to use Teddy Bridgewater's strengths they do have to help keep us at least better, where we can have, like I said, reliability, right? So that's the whole thing why I believe Dan Campbell wanted him, because he knows he can get the best out of him. What they did in New Orleans. Remember, he won some games. He beat Dallas when he came in. I think it was like 12-10 in one game. He's not going to come in for us, and try to allow us to throw for 350 yards, nothing like that. But I mean, you can need somebody who can do what he did in Denver. When he first turned things, they managed the game. He got the ball to the right couple people. They ran the ball with Javonte Williams and who's the other guy? They ran the ball really well with those two running backs. And you know what? They did the best they could. He won 8 games overall. Not saying those all because of him, but he's somebody who can keep things settled. You're not expecting him to lead you to the playoffs. You're just asking for a quarterback that can give you a shot if something does go wrong. And I think that's the least what he gives is a shot. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't succeed with him, but that's not the point. Like we said with him and Hooker, he's now going to have 3 quarterbacks that he can say he's learned from in one offense. Along between Nate Stubblefield, the University of him, obviously there's Golf there, but then also, you're going to have the quarterback coach working in on him, helping him understand it. And then now you got Teddy Bridgewater, who has more time to help him. And while he's there, and they're going to make sure, because this team plays like a team. there's no selfishness that comes around. You draft a young quarterback. Goff is not going to be one of those guys that's like, oh, I'm not going to help him well, like you heard with my man from the Tennessee Titans. He's not the type of guy. It's just that doesn't happen here. So at the end of the day, that culture is going to be good for Hendon. So you bring in somebody that's experienced, that's became a Pro Bowler at one point, that's played in the playoff game. All that information is going to be good for Hendon. And if you do have to, unfortunately, rely on Teddy Bridgewater, you at least have a shot. Let's say 2 games, you should be able to go 1-1, or possibly even 2-0. You got a run game. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have him trying to swing it out to Jeremy all day, or if you think you can do it. But you got an opportunity there to still come away with games. If that defense is good, it'll be a good chance. You know what I'm saying? You just got to hope they ain't got to do the whole season. You got, the whole idea is to have depth at all costs. I want us to get another kicker while we at it. I love Riley Patterson, but I want another kicker. At this point, I want another punter. I want depth. I want depth. Here's the right for that curve and go, man. So yeah, that's just my overall feeling about it, man. It's not Teddy Bridgewater is not something to go jump out the window and scream like, "Hey, that's Teddy Bridgewater." It was just a move to add some depth that players work with in the past that can figure at least give you the basis if you need to have them out. They know Goff is the guy moving forward. They didn't bring him in here to say, "Oh, we're going to put you in over Goff just because he does something I don't like." No, it's just, hey, I need to rely. That's reliability is one of Dan Campbell's favorite words. Reliability and dependability. He loves you when you pray. So that's what that time was.
Hey, could I ask you a question? Did anybody see B Small at training camp? Because I missed it.
I didn't even realize why he was there. Like, what?
From my understanding, he was there because I think that thing with Barry was there, and I think they was doing something together. I can't remember, it was a commercial shoot or something deal with stock ass, something like that. I'm not exactly sure.
Oh, if I said B Small, I'd have been
Oh man.
Hey, he only here so he won't get fined.
Right. Absolutely. Oh man. So far as with me with the Teddy Bridgewater from a scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving a 9.
Okay.
I'm giving a 9 because of the simple fact that we have not had a legit backup quarterback for a very long time since Sean Hill. And Sean Hill was a good backup quarterback. That was the last good backup quarterback we had. And I'm not counting no Dan Orlowski.
No, you got to go further back than that. Just for rock.
I'm not.
The last backup quarterback we had before these.
So you telling me David Blau and
no
TB12 wasn't good, man?
No.
You bring that name up in this podcast.
Don't bring the fake TB12 ever again.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. We not finna go there.
But let the record show. I still like Dan Orlowski. That's the man right there.
I like him. I like him on ESPN. I like him on
First. You're not afraid to speak up and deal with the facts.
Yeah.
You don't always go down, what mainstream media wanted to say.
Yeah.
So I give much respect to that.
And he showed love for the Lions. So
exactly.
So, right. But that's just simple for me, man. Just I give a 9. We just finally got a legit backup quarterback that we needed to have, and we haven't had that in a long time. So, Teddy Bridgewater, he been through some ups and downs in his career. He's still a good, solid quarterback that can play in this league, and would definitely, like all of us, like to, just like to see him on the sidelines, just mentoring Hooker. Even Adrian Martinez, mentoring those guys, and still be a part of, helping Goff as well. Saying when the plays, going over plays and stuff. So I'm just keeping it short and simple, man. Just having him out there, just his leadership that can help this team, man, and be a part of this culture. So Welcome, Teddy Bridgewater, man.
Welcome.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, fellas, you want to get to joint practices this week? I know there's a lot of action going on. Pretty much, Lions just making fools out of the Giants, as we'll likely do this preseason game. So, I want to get to Dion, man. What were your takes overall from the joint practices? Who are your standouts, man? Just give me the skinny on it, brother.
Yeah, man. I would say, I think Michael Banks will give you a little more for the defensive side because he was on that side, so we more so saw the offensive side. But I mean, if you're asking me standouts from that, I think it was earlier in like the receivers against DBs. The first day we got to see that, and a lot of consistency from the defense, from the receivers winning. Man, I think it's been almost what we expect, which is a good thing I think from the offense because it is a lot of returning pieces. For example, Marvin Jones looks like old school Marvin, man. It's just throwing it back. That's the same dude that you remember. He's not open, but he is open. You just throw it to him, and then he makes a grab. He had the one on Amani, which was nasty. And then I would say the biggest thing, though, if you were asking me for like takeaways, would be just kind of touched on earlier, but the rookies, like the role that they're finding themselves into. I thought Sam Laporta, was kind of like it felt like they were bringing him along slowly early in training camp, and then by the time we got to these last 2 days, I mean, he was first team. He was the guy that, and really the big thing, because I know you brought up Mims earlier, someone that you see, you're excited about that addition. The biggest thing for me has been the way they've utilized all of those guys, from Sam Laporta, the way that his routes that they've been asking him to run, a lot of the drags, the crossers, get off on the move, allow him to utilize that speed. Like there was a play, for example, where we were playing, each other, and they put Sam Laporta on Derek Barnes. Now we know Derek Barnes can run. Like that guy's straight line. Yeah, he was matched up one-on-one, and he couldn't hang with him. I mean, he ran right by Derek Barnes, and it was like, okay, that's different. Like tight end don't run like that. So that's the big thing. It was just leaning into that. It's like, okay, we'll throw a screen to him. And then Jahmyr Gibbs, like we saw some of the highlight clips, the way that he can run. I love the fact that they're leaning into just, look, that can be out there, but we can still put him on the field. Just use him like a receiver. So just leaning into the strengths of our guys has been the biggest thing from the offense. A lot of efficiency. A lot of just, 5-yard from Goff. And, the second, third units has had some hit and miss, fumbles, things like that. But, fumbles were an issue for whatever reason last practice. But it's been the efficiency from the offense. And then defensively, again, kind of a lot of the usual suspects, Aiden Hutchinson, sacks, those kind of things. The defensive backs. Biggest thing for me for defensive backs, I'll say this because I know you guys were hitting on it with having Brian Branch, Kirby, all these guys, has been communication. And I think that's going to be the big key. I think they just want reliability. The last 2 years, honestly, like they've kind of leaned into, okay, we got to let's see what happens. And then we didn't have consistent play. So then it was like, when can we get Jacobs back? It was just a rush to get the guy back on the field because you knew what he would get. With Okudah, like, what am I going to get week to week? Finally, it feels like, well, look, Sutton may not be, a top corner in this league. He may not match up well with everybody. You put him on DK, I probably don't want that matchup one-on-one on an island all day long. Not at all. Like that dude, he might get cooked 8 out of 10 times. But I can say is that what I know is what he's good at. So if I put him in certain spots, he's going to hold his own. I know exactly what I'm going to get play to play, and that allows me to play off of that because I'm like, okay, now I need safety. No, I don't need safety. He'll handle that. And that's been the biggest thing. It's just what you're going to get in the back end. And I think when you know that, that's when the Hall of Famer was talking about was like, hey, I want to put Branch there. I want to bring the heat. I want to do this. Well, you can do that when you feel comfortable with your players. You don't feel comfortable. It's like, should we bring the heat or should we help him out a little? You don't have to do that when you feel good with what those guys on the outside do. Someone playing some music? Okay, hey, do your thing, man. Do your thing. But that's what I'm taking away. What was that, man? You dropped some music on us? Yeah, go ahead, my
No, just little Twitter right quick, man. Just
okay.
Go ahead. Now, Dion, before I move on from you and get to Banks, I did want to ask you for your perception because I know you said you saw the offense a lot. What was the differences when you looked at it on first teams when J-Mo was out there and when he wasn't out there? Did you see like a difference in it? Did it look more explosive? Did it look not as good?
No, that's a great question. I've seen a lot of Jameson working second team, and I think a big part of that is just understanding that he's going to have to kind of fit into this offense, and it's midseason. So I've seen a lot of that. I think we'll see a lot of it in the preseason, and then it'll kind of just be off time for him. I think the big difference was this: there was one play, and you could see it, right? The Giants, man, they were getting aggressive with their safeties there. They kept rolling them up, and it was different. In the first unit, you had Dylan Drummond out there in the slot, and you had different guys, and it's like, okay, they're not going to attack that. Jameson's out there one time, you see the safety to push up, and they pushed it about 8 yards from the line of scrimmage. As soon as you see that very first time, and they didn't do it again, Jameson runs by him. Jameson runs by him 30 yards down. Now he runs by him very first time you see it, and you could see it coming because you knew it was like, man, those safeties, it's like they shouldn't be getting tight like that. They immediately to go to him. Now the play didn't work out because I think there was like a sack on the play, but you could see him just blow by everybody. After that, every time I saw Jameson, at least one safety was back about 20 yards, at least one safety. So it was like, okay. And actually the biggest thing was that the very next play, they had a safety back deep, like 20 yards. So they said, okay, look, you're going to play one deep safety. We're just sorry. Very next play, I think they went to Marvin Jones on a crosser for about 15 yards. So that's been the thing, is that you just have to be aware where he is. And to the last point, it's for, and we know some of these, he's really like skinny, those kind of things. Can he deal with cornerbacks punching him at the line of scrimmage? So we put him off the line. We'll put him to the line of scrimmage, and we'll be able to that way. We'll just lean into what he does well, and then we'll work him into those other things that we want him to improve upon. But you could sense the difference like that.
Absolutely. It's just right quick.
So pretty much
right quick. I want to see why he just spoke about J-Mo. That for him to have that safety guy to play 20 yards deep, they had to respect his speed. They had to respect that speed. That's almost like certain receivers that got the speed like that. A la Tyreek Hill, you had to play cover 2. You had to have 2 deep safeties because you had to respect a speedster that could get by you quick. Like with J-Mo.
I'll give you guys a great example to what you're saying exactly, because we saw it firsthand. I know I've talked to Michael Banks about this a lot. We saw it firsthand last year we played Seattle. DK on one side and Tyler on the other side. And where it killed us is that we kept having to put a safety on top of our corner. So we would play man coverage, but then we had to have a safety double it up. And it killed us because Gino would just take off. And it was like there's no one present because we don't have the numbers. So we saw that firsthand, to your point. You have a guy like that on the outside, you have to just give it some respect in some way, because we know as soon as we want to, we'll just have him run by you. We don't have to make creative, just run straight. He's going to run past you.
And another thing, too, now you bring Denzel Mills. He's another guy that's a speedster. Now, what if you put J-Mo and Denzel Mills out there in the White House? You got, and then
That's
you
called
put
the I-75 package.
Yep. The I-70. Hold on. Or you can call it the M1 Woodwork package.
Yep.
Oh my God.
You could slant it on grass. You could slant it on Grand River. You could slant it on Michigan Avenue. You could stream it around 4th Street.
I call it the freeway.
I mean, I'm saying. So you having Mims and J-Mo in the White House, and then you still gonna have Laporta and St. Brown and Marvin Jones to some degree.
Don't forget about Reynolds.
And Reynolds,
Khalif,
and Gibbs,
Khalif Raymond too.
Khalif Raymond could get by you. When he comes in as a wider, he could get by you too. Don't let it fool you. So, just saying, defense is going to have a hard time.
And then you got to worry about Gibbs too in the backfield.
That's what I'm saying.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So go ahead, no.
All right, so no, I was basically gonna say, so just to answer my question really quick, when J-Mo was out there, the difference between him not being out there is that Jared Goff having J-Mo out there just gets to beat you apart like it's just a security guard at a confinement on who was killing. Like he just got to sit there and eat you alive. Because
that's. And I want to make one quick point, because just back to your Denzel Mims point. One thing that I to both of you guys that brought it up there, I think I've seen a lot of not similarities, but I think a lot of the route tree, there's a lot of things that they've taken from what they ask of Marvin and what I think we're going to expect to see from Marvin. And I think to you who said, okay, we want to have a young receiver in there, there's not a better guy that he can be paired up with than Marvin Jones. Because if he can find a way to scrap his way onto the team, there's not they have the most similar body type, and and I think you're seeing a lot of the same route tree that they're asking of a guy like that. And I think that's perfect for him. Same thing with Antoine Green. I throw him into the same bucket. Those are guys that they need to have a player like that, so he needs to get healthy. But I think he's in landing in the perfect position for that.
Man.
And I'm glad you brought up Antoine Green because he another guy. If he gets the opportunity, when he gets the opportunities out there, he's gonna be another guy. And I watched a couple of games when he was in college. He's a dog.
You know who he cooked? You know, it's a great game to go watch for him. And you probably watched this one. You watch him against Miami, all right? Because not Miami, Chicago drafted a guy in the second round named Tyreek Stevenson. And he cooks Tyreek Stevenson twice in that game. He goes right by him twice. And I love looking for those things. It's like, oh, you drafted him round 2, and this guy's just running by you. That's the game to watch because he's rolling right by that second round pick. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
I got a statement I want to make that I would like for y'all to think about.
Oh, you was next anyway. Go ahead.
Which Dose already know. We come out with a formation, and we got, let's say, Mims. No. I'm sorry, as you were. St. Brown is the only wide receiver out there. Then we got our 3 tight ends on the other side with Gibbs in the back. Then Jared Goff is up under center. He back out and go to the shotgun and spread all them tight ends out. Who's gonna cover him? Who can cover Laporta? Who can cover doggone what's my man?
Mitchell.
Brock Wright. Who can cover Gibbs? Who's gonna cover St. Brown? You got all them linebackers and safety up in there that's slow. How they gonna cover him?
That's a good point. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
We sort
of saw that last. We sort of saw something similar to that last year. A game 2 where they ran like a 13, where obviously I think it was a shotgun play. I think that was the only difference. And you had 3 tight ends on the same side. It was Brock Wright, Zylstra, and TJ. I think Zylstra was on the deepest route, and I think Brock Wright was kind of like in between. I think he was in like the wide spot as a receiver, and St. Brown was only actually wide receiver out there. That was the one drive where it was like 3-4 plays towards I think the second touchdown in the game from St. Brown. Yeah, it was something similar to that. But you actually might be
now them still all get together up against the line. I'm talking about spread them out like wide receivers. Like you got the X, the Y, spread them out.
Right, that's what I was saying. They had them spread out. They all ran routes. The tight ends all ran routes, and I think the pass ended up being caught by Brock Wright. And so yeah, that could work, and he could do that even better now because people got to remember James Mitchell has the ability to stretch the field.
Exactly.
Like people got to remember that part. Like so, you get him on the deep right, he's going to get open. Him and Laporta. Oh no, that's a nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah, we got the luxury of our tight ends. We got the luxury of our tight ends that can block and run and go run plays too. Not too many teams have that. When you can have tight ends that actually can block even in the run game. So that's a great luxury to have as well.
And another great luxury to have is with those tight ends, our safeties is going up against them in practice. So when we go up against Kelsey gonna get his. I mean, you gotta give Kelsey his props. Give him his roses, flowers, as they say. But we can still kind of limit that with, you know what I'm saying, with our tight ends that we have, with our defensive backs going up against him. Kelsey ain't gonna get off as much as he normally would. So for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir. So what you been seeing out of the joint practices, Mr. Bangs? Like, what you been seeing? What's the most notable?
We still up?
Yeah.
For me, when I've been seeing like with the defense, my man Will Harris been turning it up.
Okay. We're gonna try to work and get him back in, hopefully.
No, on defense,
there you go.
They look good, man. We got a couple of INTs that was right there with us with the one.
Brought to you by String, everybody.
Huh?
No, you there?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, with the defense, I noticed, AG was out there. Our linebackers and stuff was looking good, but like those said on one of his programs, Aiden Hutchinson is living in the backfield. He's living back there. Not every now and then showing up. He's living back there. Then you got our linebackers, doggone Duracell, Barnes, and doggone Rodrigo. They turning it up, and so is Dan. And I'm sorry, I'm about to say Dan Campbell. My man Campbell. I think, in my personal opinion, Campbell is the X factor on the defense as far as the rookies go, because Campbell is like a throwback to the Pittsburgh Steelers, Jack Lambert and Jack Ham. He's a big linebacker, and he's not scared to make interceptions. He ain't scared to hit. He ain't scared to blitz. He's like an old school throwback. And once he get this thing under his belt, he's gonna be unstoppable. Do you hear me? Unstoppable. He gonna get. I bet you he get at least 3 picks this season. At least 3. Because, and I know it's happened to everybody on here that played Madden. The quarterback can go out there and throw that ball and be like, damn, I didn't even see it. You know what I'm saying? So, the defense, again, my position and stuff, I didn't see every play, and I don't have the skills like you guys got to breaking down every play. But they did complete some passes, but they didn't complete no passes. Most of the long passes were not completed. And I did see Cam Sutton knock some down and make an INT. And but with saying that, what about my man Emmanuel Mosley? He's supposed to be back in the building next week, right?
Yeah.
So,
okay, yeah.
Do you think panel? Do you think he'll be ready to go for the season or later on in the season? What do you guys think?
I'm gonna say later on in the season, because I think the reason why they want to make sure you take his time to get healthy. That's the biggest thing. Getting healthy, not rushing them back in there. We got enough depth in the secondary. So most our guys stay healthy.
So you're saying November and December is just gonna be hard on teams, huh?
Let's go. Yeah, absolutely. Because the simple fact we get a guy like Emmanuel Mosley. He's another guy that's a good playmaker. He just went down with that torn ACL. He had a good year before that injury happened. Getting him over here that can help this secondary with CJ and Cam Sutton and Kirby and all those guys. So having him on, I'm like I said, no, let's not rush it to get him back. Because the simple fact, we want him to be fully 100%. I'd rather him be fully 100% going into later in the season, especially to the point we get to the playoffs. Because damn sure we're gonna get a home playoff game this year.
Oh yeah, we are.
We're gonna get a home playoff. I'd rather him be healthy going into the playoffs than rushing them in and
they're gonna have
he
to
get
adjust
hurt.
to our defense.
Yep. Exactly.
I hear you.
Yeah, so I like I said, later on in the season, that's better for me. As long as he's 100% healthy, that's plain and simple for me.
Okay.
I'll say this real quick to that. He'll be rushing himself back. I guarantee it, because that man is in the same boat as DJ. He's in the same boat as Mims. He's trying to get the deal. Like he's played really well and he has not gotten paid, and he knows he has injury history. I completely agree with what you're saying, but I know from his perspective, he's thinking, man, I gotta get out there because he knows Jerry's a legit starter. And if I come back at week 10, no one's giving me a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows that he needs to get paid. I think he's the best corner on the team when healthy.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. I agree on that. I can't argue.
If he come back after the bye, or you think he'll be in before the bye or after the bye, though?
I honestly think he'll be back in October.
In time for the Monday night game.
There you go.
Just the Vegas Raiders? The Jimmy G? If he plays, if he stay healthy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just saying.
All right, so Bree, my guy, what you been seeing in joint practices that you can talk about, and a couple of your highlight reels out there, man? Who you got?
Oh, who's that?
Huh?
I think he's asking. Oh, he said out joint practice.
Oh, joint practice is amazing.
That's what he's asking. Who stood out during practice? That's what he's asking.
Oh, I know this. He still shot that he was next to Aiden Hutchinson's sister.
My boy JG, man, everybody was booting up at doggone practice. The fans, doggone booing and killing it. Was out there. They was like, "What's up?" I'm like, "Boot up." They like, "What's up?" I'm like, "Boot up." And you know my man Seamus.
Yes, sir.
I'm like, "What's up, Seamus?" He tried to take my chain. I was like, "Man, don't do that, please."
He tried to give him a throat kick and he missed.
Exactly. I ain't trying to get Seamus to hit me with the Stone Cold Stunner.
Right.
But dude, and this is my thing to y'all. This is the closest we get to the players all year. When we get to see everything, meet everybody. Y'all gotta start coming to training camp every year. Contact me, contact those. We gonna make it happen for real. Because again, we depend on y'all. We depend on y'all.
Absolutely.
Period. Hands down.
Yeah. And,
full stop.
And we just 5 guys who are just passionate about our teams.
That's right.
And we don't have a problem expressing it.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Yes, absolutely.
Cause shoot, I'm gonna express about my team. Cause guess what? I know y'all experience this. You guys that go to work. When the Lions win, you can't find nobody. But when they lose, they be waiting for you at the door. What's up with your team? How your team doing? What they do this weekend? How you doing?
Yep. Like, oh, same old Lions. Same old Lions. Get tired of hearing that.
Yep. So that's what I do. Everybody know me at work. They're like, yep, that's that Lions fan. Yep. Because I'm going to talk to you about everything. You know, that's my team. Like I say, win, lose, or tie. I'm a Lions fan until I die. And I'm going to always represent my team in a positive manner. Ain't nobody going to have me say nothing negative out in public about my team. Period. Many have tried and many have failed. From Fox, on Fox to all of them. I will not do it. And number 2, I will never embarrass or disrespect my franchise. Okay, they lost the game. Okay, it's a loss. And move on. Well, how does that make you feel? I'm a little upset, but guess what? They steal my Lions. I'll be rooting for them next week. They try all them kind of tactics. You know, hey. And guess what? If we lose, like we went 0-16, and I was still smashing people and mad with the Lions. So don't mean nothing to me. This is my team because guess what?
Yes.
I was down in Maryland when the Saints won. This guy was a Saints fan all his life. He was 70 years old, calling his friends, talking mad trash. You know what I'm saying? And he was just so happy and elated his team won. And I said, I prayed and I talked to God. I want that feeling. I want to feel that right there from the weight and from all the years and all of that. And guess what? This is our turn. This is our year. Lions Nation, listen. We got to get out there, support our team. Boot up, shut it down, Ford Field. Shut it down. Don't nobody want to come there and play us. They don't want it. They can't hear. They can't hear. Every time they get the ball, we taking it. We taking it from them. What we doing the end down is because it's a touchback, son. And you kicked it to us and you ran all the way down. Come on, man. Let's go. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
As Dan Miller would call it, touchdown, Detroit Lions.
Right. I want to have a Super Bowl atmosphere every freaking game we play this year.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Fans in the sand. Shut them down when you can't hear them. Shut them down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Speaking of the game, tomorrow is a preseason game. We got a preseason game tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Giant. I know, Banksy. I know you're quite sure you'll be down there.
No, I'm not. I have to work. My grandson is going. My grandkids are going to the Cubs club.
Oh, okay.
Let's respect that.
Let's respect.
It's easier to watch on TV, and I can see who's in there, and I can keep up with the rookies and what they're doing. It's hard when I'm in the game. I focus on the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
DoseofDion, you gonna be down there tomorrow?
Man, I won't either, man. I got a post game show with on Bleacher Report tomorrow, so I won't be able to go up there.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to the
So guess what? We're gonna be depending on y'all to come back and give us the scoop.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. I won't be able to go either, man. By the time I get off work and by the time when the game starts, so
good. So we all can watch it on TV and break it down.
Yeah,
I'll be still at work when the game on. So.
Well, I'll be there, so I'm gonna be at there. So I'm gonna be there to represent.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
The Bree kind of carries our spirit along with him, so it's like we all there. You know,
there you go.
So that's why that's another reason why he's here, man. Because like we all the three of us up here, man, we got something that we all bring to the table, and I feel like when I was bringing this group together, it was just a matching piece set. Like we don't operate well without the other one. We do a good job, but I don't like when these two guys not up here with me. So
I feel you.
Absolutely, man. We try to do everything the best of our ability to keep this thing going, man. We keep this thing going. Absolutely.
So while we on the subject though, Daryl, what do starting with Dion, man, what do you specifically want to see out this first preseason game, man, tomorrow? Like, what's the one thing you want to see?
Yeah, I would say the main thing that I want to see is just really what I haven't been able to see. So it's specifically two things. It's linebacker position, because I think Derek Barnes has done really well. So I want to see what that looks like. Of course, the defensive line, offensive line, because they've just been so difficult. But it'd be linebacker position. I want to see Campbell and I want to see Barnes. I want to see what that, how that kind of plays itself out. I feel like I have a good sense of Jalen and Malcolm. And then it's cornerback. I know there's been a lot of talk about, Starling Thomas, rightfully so, Steve Gilmore. I mean, these are players that are physical. They're feisty. They play the run well. So I want to see them really stick their head in and make a tackle, because different when you're doing it at training camp versus a real game. And then at the same time, are they getting flagged? Like, I don't want to see the dudes out there getting flagged for 3 or 4 times because they're being so physical and grabby. I want to see what that looks like. I think, technically speaking, you're talking about one of the most athletic corners, like Thomas. So what is it? How fluid does he look? And then on the same time, a guy like Stephen Gilmore, is he getting flagged or is he able to play without being flagged? So it's really that. I mean, the UDFAs are what is – this is their time to fight for a roster spot. And Chase Lucas, those dudes, like, can Chase Lucas play on the outside? Can he expand his game a little bit? So for me, it's all the undrafted guys. It's all the guys that really don't get the attention, but they're kind of the players that are right now. This is what it's made for, is for them to fight themselves to in a roster spot.
All right. Hey, I felt that now. Before I go on to Banks, I'm going to just say one thing.
I want to see the defensive line and offensive line. Because I want to see Martin, man. Martin, that's my guy.
Roger Martin.
Get out there and test some stuff up. Then I want to see, again, the offensive line is a concern. I just want to see how they rotate in and out. And, I just want to see how they get it done. Can you get it done? Can you open up some of them holes? And I want to see Craig Reynolds get back out there, man. I miss Craig. I hope he can recover, He's a dang on good running back. But like I say, for me, the main things, is the offensive defensive line. Because if our defensive line can do what they need to do, because the corners ain't got to cover that long. But the quarterback is going to be under duress. You feel me? So those are the two main things I really want to concentrate on. And of course, like you said, the linebackers, the corners. I do want to see all that, but I want to see where it starts. The trenches.
Absolutely.
All right. So Bree.
Oh, and I want to see in his first coaching thing in the NFL. Yeah, I want to see
that. All right, Bree, what you got, man? What you want to see in tomorrow's game, man?
Well, I'm eager also with the defense and
Teddy Bridgewater and Harris.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm interested to see the defense for sure. On how they play against Danny Dimes, as people call him, Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes. And I want him to truck Kayvon Thibodeau. Man, hey, just because he didn't want to come to Detroit, I want him to. Man, oh.
No, we didn't want him in Detroit.
Nah. He didn't, but he didn't want to come to Detroit. That's the thing.
Okay.
I like Thibodeau, don't get me wrong.
I like Hutchinson better.
He's cool, but yeah, I didn't want to have him there. But glad we got Hutchinson. But it's just all the rookies. I think just all the rookies and the undrafted guys. Definitely the offensive line and the young offensive lineman too. Florida. I'm eager to see how he does well. So I'm eager to just see how this team plays, the first plays, how they play with golf, and just the excitement of the crowd and stuff for this team, man. I'm looking forward to seeing that as well. So just the whole experience of how they play in the preseason, and just see how they play against other teams instead of themselves in practice. So I'm just eager to see that.
No,
right. I'm with it, bro. So DC1, what you got for us, bro?
I'll let you go ahead and I'll go last.
Okay, prima donna, that's right. So, all right. So Dion and Reed actually kind of took some of my answers. So I want to see all our rookies, and I want to see the UDFAs, but I'm gonna go on specific areas. Yeah, I want to see the linebacker core, which I have a strange feeling Anthony Pittman still gonna find his way on the roster. So what? He never gives up. But I want to see also the two young UDFA D tackles. I think one name is Tillman, and I think the other one I forget what his name is. But yeah, they look like some rough customers right there, man. I want to see. I think it's Cedric Tillman or something, or in the other one I forget.
Talking about defensive tackles.
Yeah,
Is that what you said? We got Chris Smith. We got Durden in there. We got some.
Yeah, Durden.
Chris Smith has been popping, so that's it. No, yeah. So yeah. They made some plays.
Yeah. And I want to see how they do, but I want to see the rotational O lineman as well to see who's going to step up, whether it's Kobe or whoever else that we bring in. I hope Obina can impress me, man. He has the body. It's just, where's the technique at with him, man? It's like you just don't get it. But the potential is there, but you're going to have to really dig it out of him. So, but I do want to see the O lineman so you can make their names on the depth. And I want to see how the secondary, man, the young corners, man, I want to see them fight because, speaking of fight, we know Gilmore had got into it with J-Mo a lot in camp. So, when you get to practice against a talent like that, that should give him a chance to have an edge out there to, see what he can do against some of the other receivers he'll probably play against. So, I'm kind of keeping my eye on some of those young secondary members, man, because one thing about cornerbacks, we need depth. And we remember how Jared Jenkins made this team. It was a real thin team on secondary. And he worked his way up until where he at now. He's still trying to get to the next level of his game. So, we saw how Jared started off. AJ Parker, too, was no longer with us, but I remember that. So I want to see who can be the Jerry Jacobs of the cornerback of that year. So maybe we can step up, that way. Because one thing they don't tell you in the NFL is that you don't have to always draft your top two corners. I mean, we see it with the Patriots for years. They came out with UDFAs as their top guy and still went into the Super Bowl. So it can happen. It's just about how you bring them up. If they got in them. Are they fitting in the playbook? Are they fitting, showing that they understand on the field? So that's what I'm looking for, man. I want to see a lot of the young players. The veterans, we'll see that in the regular season. Young players is what I want to see right now, all young guys. So, Daryl, up to you.
Man, I'm definitely going to see the offensive line and the defensive line. I definitely want to see those two. Those are my biggest takes on that. I definitely would see the second unit and the third unit. And also want to see the rookies. I definitely want to see the rookies out there. Gibbs. I want to see, like you said, Broderick Martin. I want to see Antoine Green. Yeah. Yep, and shout out to them as well. So I'm definitely excited. Definitely want to see them guys out there, man. And see the work ethics they put out there and stuff. So that's, I mean, y'all basically everybody just took, say the things that I wanted to say as well. So
I want to see the kickers too.
Yes, and the punters. I want to see the punters too. I want to see the punters. Definitely want to see the punters, man. So definitely excited to see this preseason game tomorrow. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. I know all of us are going to be excited. I know, Bree, you're the only one on this panel going to be down at the game. I know all of the rest of us are going to be watching. It's going to be exciting. Lions football, NFL football is back, baby. It's back. Happy to have some football back, man. Definitely, man. So that's my take. I'm just excited to see some football, man. Have to see some football going for Sundays and Mondays and Thursdays. You can count Saturdays, because they got some games on the Saturday. So even with college football, so definitely excited, man. So, but yeah, it's been a great show, fellas.
Yes, hey, did anybody get a chance to see that show Quarterbacks on Netflix?
No, I didn't get a chance to see it.
Y'all need to watch that. That is an amazing program. Amazing. They're talking about they was going to put golf on there this year. It's an incredible show. Trust me. Just check it out.
I love that. I like that, man.
In golf, we trust.
Yes.
JG.
Yes.
Yes,
sir.
You heard that, Nomus? In golf,
we trust.
See, you trying to take me there. Nah, you know what? I'll say it. Nah, don't you drag it out of me.
I got to mess with you. I got to mess with you, no, man. But yes, man, it's been another great show, man. Great show today, man. Episode 18 of D313XP, man. DoseofDion, Michael Bank. Man,
that thing up.
Make sure y'all follow these guys on social media platforms, Instagram, YouTube. Make sure hit TikTok. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell as well on that like and subscribe. Follow these guys, man. These are one of the legends, Lions legend fans out here.
Yes.
When y'all see Mr. Banks, y'all see DoseofDion, they're the legends, man. They're the legends out there.
Come up and get a picture. Come up and say what's up.
Yep.
Show
the love. Show the love, man.
Remember, kindness is free. Kindness is free.
Absolutely.
And I gotta say this too. These
you want to see Teddy Bridgewater ears in the kitchen at the game. We got it.
Right.
Yep. And I gotta say this too, man. And these are two guys that are just two of the nicest guys you can meet. Dose and Michael Banks. They like two of the nicest guys you could come up to, man. So I give shout outs to both of them, man.
Yes.
Just
absolutely.
I can't say enough.
Thank you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was gonna say, man, this has been great. We need to get you guys on my channels. I'd love to do. I feel like we're getting a lot of different people on this year. We're kind of starting some new trends over there. We had King on for the first time in like years, so
yeah,
we could definitely keep it over there if you guys are open to.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
Hey, Dose, whenever you want a song, we good.
Absolutely.
I'll let you know then. I'll message you.
But that'd be awesome.
If you ever want to do anything with me, man, just reach out. We'll work it out, man.
Yeah, and then that way all the followers trust each other, and then y'all get bigger and bigger.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Hey man, I'm hoping this week I can be at the joint practice Wednesday. I'm hoping I can be there. I was trying to get there this Wednesday because like I didn't get enough from the one I went to as far as the training camp day because it was just a drill
This
day.
Wednesday will be season ticket one, so if you can get to that one, that'll be great. But Thursday is the last one for the open public, and it's the last training camp practice period.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I tried to get one for Wednesday. They sold out. So
Right.
what you can do is get the open practice if they left.
Yep. Well, they sold out
Noma's-
too. Y'all don't know
Noma's, you free?
anybody?
Yeah.
Are you free Thursday? You just don't have tickets? Is that
I don't
Yeah.
have tickets. I'm free next Thursday. Yeah, I'm free next Thursday.
Okay, well let me tell you who I've been going with and see if we can get you in with us.
That
All
would
right.
If you're
be great.
down.
Yeah.
For sure. Hey, I'm with it, man.
That would be awesome.
You need you
Those
some
got the connections, boy.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, man. I really do. Y'all just don't know. Like this year has been, if I can just say this for a few minutes, like I said, it all started with Daryl, man. Like he took me. I got to listen to my first live Piston game, man. The Tigers game as a fan. We still got to go to another one of that because we want to see Miggy one more time before he leaves. So. And then now being my first training camp, this has just been a heck of a year for us. Me just being on content again. So this year has really rejuvenated me a lot, and it's been to the producers of the people, man. So I can't thank y'all enough for that. I can't thank y'all enough for that.
Absolutely, man.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Yes,
That's what's up.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely, man. Yes, indeed.
You got your back, no.
Thank you. So, as much as I hate to get to this part of it, man, do y'all want to get some final thoughts for the show?
Man, like I said, I'm gonna reach out, see if I can get some extra tickets. So if anybody needs some for Thursday, I'll see if I can make that happen. That'd be cool, especially to wrap it up. That'd be cool to do that. But no, I mean, I appreciate you guys having me on. I specifically, first off with Nomis, like I said, I've known him for a long time, so it's cool to get on the same show with him. I don't think we've ever been there. And then, I mean, really to meet you guys. I mean, first off in the line, it was so like random that, like I said, man, I've appreciated just seeing that consistency and the work that you guys put in. It takes time, man, but it's to what Michael Banks said at the beginning. Actually, I had it wrote down, but it's the journey, man. That's what it is. Because I always look back at the end of the season and say, dang, that went too fast. But at the same time, you can enjoy. Now, Michael Banks don't do it. He deletes all the passes. He does it. He deletes them all. And I know it's a struggle to rewatch them, but there is some joy in it, like knowing, you lost the Panthers game the way you did, but what that meant to bounce back. And still going through that and enjoying and looking back like, dang, that was fun though. Because without the lows, the highs aren't the highs. You know what I mean? You have to enjoy like the L's that you take, and that way you can bounce. Hopefully, we can do this more as a community this year. It feels like things are coming more together this season, and I'm looking forward to it. So I appreciate you guys having me on.
Absolutely, man.
Appreciate you.
I am honored and humbled to be on, and thank you guys so very much. I greatly appreciate it. And, to Lions Nation out there, what's up? Let's go in. Let's get this thing going this year. Like I said, it's all about the journey. We about to do the thing and boot up.
Go.
But also, to all of the my mind just went blank. Anyway, to all the people out here on social media, like DoseofDion and you guys, I'm asking, everything, King, Dave, everybody, I'm asking y'all to do a show or put some content on why Herman Moore should be in the Hall of Fame. Because Herman Moore is a Hall of Famer.
Yes, sir.
They're trying to compare Shannon Sharp. I mean, not Shannon Sharp. His brother.
Sterling.
Your Sterling Sharp. They play with Green Bay. Talking about, they're fighting for him to get in. And to me, Herman was better because he did it with worse. He didn't have that far. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all could put a show together or do something or just help us all just give a push. Even if we say something at the end of the show or whatever, because, let the Hall of Fame people see what we putting out or whatever to help put that vote in. Because Herman Moore deserves it.
Absolutely.
Not just for what he did on the field, but what he does off the field as well. Herman Moore does a lot of stuff off the field that don't get in the public or whatever. He do a lot of personal things for people that's just amazing. He's a great man, not just a great ball-pro player as well. So if y'all could, even if y'all got together and just did one show with everybody on there, breaking down the stats and stuff like comparing him to the other ones, because he did break Jerry Rice's record that season. You know what I'm saying? Herman Moore did that. He was unstoppable for a lot of things. So and to just get back to being on the show, I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome and amazing. And again, keep putting out that good content because we need it. Because like you said, it's what, 4 of us is gonna be at work doing other things where we have to get the content from you guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So as a Lions fan and as a fan of all the social media people out there, let's go. Boot up. Let's get this Super Bowl, baby.
Yes, sir.
Here. Y'all got to believe
Yes, sir.
it. Y'all got to keep putting it.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Boot up.
Boot up.
Yes.
Boot up.
Yes, sir.
Boot up.
Boot up, boot up, boot up, boot up.
Boot up.
Yes, sir.
And for you people that don't know what I was in the military, okay? So we got ready to take a hill. They would say, lace them boots up tight and go take this hill. So my thing is, boot up. Let's put them boots on tight.
Yes, sir.
Let's get this first down.
Yes, sir.
Boot up. Let's get this touchdown.
Yes, sir.
Let's win this game. Boot up. Let's get the division.
Yes,
Boot
sir.
up. Win these playoff games. Boot
Sir.
up. Get the Super Bowl, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
So boot
Let's go.
up.
Forward down the field.
That's right. Forward down the field all the way to the Super Bowl, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All the way.
Not just happy to be there, but winning it all. That's what it's all about.
Let's
say
shock the world. Let's
That's
shock
how
the world.
And that's what we play for. We play to win the game.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yes,
And just like David said, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yep. Oh man.
yes, indeed.
Bree, any final thoughts?
Man, first I want to say just thank you, Dose. Thank you, Mike, for just gracing us with your presence, man, and just coming on, man.
No, tell them how we met, dude. Tell them how we met.
Oh,
yeah.
So we met at the Red Wings. Yeah, the Red Wings draft party. I've been wanting to meet him for a long time, and I just got to him. I said, "Oh man, that's Michael Banks. Let me go up to him." So go up to him. Not nice guy. Man, I just like you said, come up to him, take a picture with him. I was kind of nervous to come up to him and take a picture, but I ain't gonna lie. I was the same with Dose too, because I've been with Dose for a long time. So I was like, oh man, I don't know. But got to him, we got to talking, made the promo video and everything, and it's been cool ever since, man. And I'm glad that I met Mike that way, and also Dose too, man. It's just a pleasure just meeting both of y'all, man. It's just I can't say it enough. But and also thank you, Mike, for Tuesday, man. I can't thank you enough for that. That experience right there was cool. You know?
It's a lot different when you go with the season ticket holders than the general public.
Met you ain't lying, bro. You ain't lying. But just to have, just Mike and Dose and King, man, that was just a great experience, man. I'm still thinking about that experience. It was fun. So it's crazy, but I love those type of experiences. And you cherish these type of experiences, man. You just cherish just being a Lions fan in general. So I'm not no plug on it. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I know nothing about that. Nothing. But man, just the people that I met throughout the training camp, man. Just the players, the Hutch family, just the news people, just a lot of people, man. It's just a fun experience. And
don't forget Jared's fiance.
Well, yeah. Yeah, can't forget about that. But it's just been a good experience, and definitely Mike and Dose, man, we gotta have you back on, man. We definitely gotta have you back on.
Looking forward to it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, look, get me back on after the win, bro. When I'm horse and cake off.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, crazy.
You already know. You already know.
Hey, Dose will tell you.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Nomus?
Man, what a fun show. I knew this. Me and Daryl talked all day, like yesterday, today. Like, man, it's going to be a fun show. It's going to be a fun show. This has been long overdue. First off, with Dion alone, this has been long overdue. This should have happened years ago. But, man, it happened when it was supposed to happen, man. So, like I said, I watched you grow. I watched you go through some tough times as a fan and try to still put out content. Despite, what was going on during certain eras of the team, and you did your thing and you kept it going. So, man, you just keep getting better and keep getting better, man. I told you, like I told CA3 when he was here on the show, the world is in your hands, y'all young guys, man. I know I'm like 31 years old now, so I'm a fossil, but man, just keep doing your thing, man. Content is getting better.
Still a young pup.
You still a young pup, no. You still a young pup.
You're a 90s baby, okay?
I'm feeling. All right, I got you. But yeah, man, those men just keep doing your thing, man. We gonna keep in touch more often too. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I love having conversations with people, man, about sports teams, Lions and stuff like that. So that's why I created this. This is about the experience. So, and to you, sir, Mr. Banks, tip my hat out to you again, man. Thank you for bringing energy, man. You've been doing this for years. Like I said, man, I'm downtown and I'm at one of those games working it, man, and I run into you. It's gonna be exciting.
What area you working in?
Well, I gotta go back. I gotta do my training. They usually have me in the tunnel. The last time I was down there, I was in the tunnel where the players come in.
I'm in section 120, row 3, right there at the end. When you come out the tunnel, you run straight to where I'm sitting. You run straight to where I'm sitting. I'm diagonally across the tunnel.
Gotcha. I'm gonna get on that, man. So I'm gonna get my stuff situated. But man, thank you all for the show, man. Just thank y'all in general for the opportunity to work with y'all and do this, man. This needs to happen. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, to my brothers right here next to me, Daryl and Bree, help hosting this show, man. Y'all did a great job. And just blessings to everybody, man. Everybody be safe out here in the streets. Everybody support your team. Be real fans of the team. Say what you mean what you say. And love you, man. Daryl, I'll let you finish this one.
Man, like I said, facts is facts. I've been excited for the show. Like I said, I was talking to Nomus earlier, talked to Bree, and excited. You was definitely excited for the show, man. It's been a great show. Michael Banks, I met you at the practice, man, came up to you, took a picture with you and stuff, man. That was a great experience. Me and you finally got a chance to meet you because seeing you on social media, man, finally got a chance to meet you. So it was fun, man. And then it was so crazy, with Dion, like I'm in line, he behind me. I didn't even know who he was. Then I'm sitting next to King. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, he said, yeah, that's DoseofDion. I'm like, huh? I mean, this word is so small, man. It was just like, wow. I said, this guy Bree was telling me about it. I said, okay. Said I immediately, say, hey, what's your Instagram? What's your Twitter? Hey, You know, follow him on Twitter, Instagram. Hey, follow, subscribe to his channel on YouTube. So I followed you, Mr. Banks, on Instagram as well, man. Just like, man, y'all are the legends. Y'all one of the legends out here. Don't care what anybody say. Y'all are the one of the legends. Let's let that be known. Let that be said, and let it be continue to be heard. So, man, it was definitely having y'all two guys on the show, man. Of course, for my brothers, Nomis, Jake, and Bree, man. Thank y'all for what y'all always been doing, man. So, man, we're definitely excited for some Lions football.
Yes.
We can't wait for week 1.
Tune in tomorrow for y'all content.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We definitely we're gonna bring y'all some content, and make sure everybody hit that like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook. I'm telling you, we're gonna continue to drop more consistent content, whether it's Lions, Pistons, Tigers, Wings, Michigan State. Yeah, I said on 16, I would do it just for you. Michigan, you're a Michigan fan. I'm a State fan. I'm gonna leave it at, so and myself and Breed as well, State fan.
Go Green.
Yeah,
go Green. Go.
That would be fun.
Oh, it's a Dose is a Michigan man. Oh, we gonna have some battles. Oh, we got some battles.
Hey, check this out. I'm a fan of both. I'm just more of a State fan more than Michigan.
Listen,
I'm a State of Michigan fan. When I was in the military, I don't care if it was Eastern, Western, whoever was on TV, I'm watching. So
I love both equally, but they be trying to start me to the Spartan side more.
Hey, listen, I grew up around a lot of football fans and stuff because I got family that's in Chicago. So I got to hear Bear fans, fighting Illini fans, just all of that, man. I hear it every year. So, crazy.
Yeah, but Dion, we're gonna have our battles this year. Get ready for October 21st. Get ready for October 21st, Michigan State. Get ready for that. Get ready for that.
I'm gonna be live. I'm gonna be in the chat. I'll be chatting.
Absolutely.
Like, what's up,
oh yes, absolutely. So I want to give a shout out right quick before we get out here. I want to give a shout out to that was in the panel on 16. We also give a shout out to Dynasty Sports Network, man, of Big Willie Styles, King, Cass, Big A. Giving a shout out to those guys up there. Make sure y'all follow them as well, Dynasty Sports Network, on YouTube, and follow them on Facebook and Twitter as well. And also too, man, they want to give a shout out to Trap the Podcast. All the guys that came through on the comments today, man. So on 16, one of our biggest supporters, man. You can already catch them down there at another joint practice, maybe not, but man, give shout out to Owen 16, man. But as that being said, this has been another great episode of D313XP. Mr. Banks, DoseofDion, Bree, Nomis J, DC1, Go Lions, Driven Detroit, and Golf We Trust.
That's right, Jared Goff. Go lead us to the Super Bowl, baby. Sorry, go lead us to multiple Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Boot up, let's go, baby.
Boot up, let's go. Let's go. And D313XP is signing out. Good night.
Boot up, baby. Let's go.
Boot up.